Los Angeles has a reputation for reinvention. New faces, new stories, new beginnings. But right here, tucked between freeways and neighborhoods, is one of the city's oldest and most complicated stories. Today, we're exploring Griffith Park, not just as a place to hike or catch a view, but as land that has meant very different things to very different people over time. This is a park built on ambition, generosity, controversy, and survival. And by the end of this video, you might never walk these trails the same way again. Long before this was a park and long before Los Angeles existed, this land was home to the Tongva people. For thousands of years, they lived throughout what we now call the Los Angeles Basin, including these hills and the nearby river. This wasn't empty wilderness. It was a carefully managed landscape, full of oak groves for acorns, seasonal burns to promote plant growth, and deep cultural and spiritual connections to the land. However, when we talk about public land today, it's important to remember that this land was already public, shared, stewarded, and respected, long before it was claimed, sold, or donated. That history often gets erased. But here is where the story truly begins. Spanish colonization in the late 1700s brought missions, ranchos, and forced displacement of indigenous communities. Later, under Mexican rule, this land became part of massive ranchos used primarily for grazing. After California became part of the United States, land ownership shifted again, this time into the hands of private individuals, often through legal systems that favored wealth and power. And here's where one man enters the story, someone whose name would become inseparable from this place. Griffith J. Griffith was a Welsh immigrant who made his fortune in mining investments during the late 19th century. In 1896, he donated over 3,000 acres of land to the city of Los Angeles. He once said that the park should be a place where the average working person could find rest, recreation, and culture. And in a rapidly growing city, that idea mattered. But Griffith was also deeply flawed. In 1903, he shot his wife during a paranoid episode. She survived, and he did go to prison for this crime. And suddenly, the legacy of this park became much more complicated. So, how do we reconcile generosity with harm? Can one act define a person, or can multiple truths exist at the same time? Despite controversy, this city accepted Griffith's donation, and over time, the park became a site for experiments in public spaces, such as zoos, golf courses, train rides, even hiking trails. The original zoo opened in the early 1900s, and the remnants still exist today, quietly tucked away, reclaimed by graffiti and plants. This place feels frozen in time. It's a reminder that even public spaces evolve and sometimes outgrow their original intentions. One of Griffith's final wishes was to make science accessible to the public, and that vision became the Griffith Observatory, which opened in 1935. Free admission, public telescopes, a place where anyone and everyone, regardless of their background, could look up and ask big questions. And in many ways, this building still represents the best version of Griffith's ideals. Today, Griffith Park sits at the intersection of nature, tourism, and social media. Millions visit each year for the views, the photos, and the symbolism. But popularity comes with pressure. Erosion, traffic, wildfire risk, and the ongoing challenge of preserving open space in a city that never stops growing. Griffith Park isn't just land, it's a mirror of Los Angeles itself, layered, conflicted, hopeful. It holds Indigenous history, colonial violence, personal redemption, public good, and modern spectacle, all at once. So, the next time you come here, whether to hike, picnic, or watch the city lights up, remember that you're stepping into a story that didn't start with you, and it won't end with you. And that's the real gift of Griffith Park. Not only a space to breathe, but a space to be remembered forever. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and follow us on www.pelagicproblems.com. Follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, on all our social media handles at Pelagic Problems. And we'll see you next time.